Welcome back to my channel. My name is Naomi Rook. If you're brand new to my channel, consider subscribing. Also, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure to ring that notification bell so you can be notified anytime I do upload a video. Today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using the products that I've been testing this past month. Some of them are newer and I have a few thoughts on them, and I figured I would go ahead and do a quick little holiday look. Thanksgiving is just a few days away, so I figured I would show you something that I would wear to Thanksgiving dinner. If you need an idea of what to do for some holiday makeup, just keep watching. I have done a little bit of skin prep. I use the Hanho Watermelon Illuminating Daytime Facial Oil. So that is that. I have just a little sample. I have been using this the last couple of weeks. It is super moisturizing. It gives my skin just a beautiful luminous appearance. I really do like it. It is almost empty, so I figured I would just go ahead and finish that up. Go ahead and do my eyebrows on film just because I haven't done them on film for quite some time. So I like to just brush them up. And then I'm going to use my Urban Decay Brow Blade. I really do love this. I really like this product a lot. I'm just going to do some hair-like strokes on my eyebrows. Do you have some Thanksgiving plans? I'm so curious what people are doing this year. Things are so different that I don't know. My fiance has to work, so we actually did our Thanksgiving dinner yesterday with our kids, just so we can actually have Thanksgiving even though he has to work on the holiday. I'm going to go ahead and use my concealer just to line up underneath my eyebrows. I always do this. I'm going to go ahead and prime my lids with the Revolution Pro Eye Elements in Core. This is what I use every single time I do my eyeshadow. It works just so well for me. The palettes I'm going to go in with is this Natasha Denona. This is the pink. I got this from my BoxyCharm. These are the most iconic, just typical Thanksgiving Day colors. So I'm going to use this. I'm also going to be dipping into my Revolution Pro. This is the Reloaded Division. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture dupe. Really great transition colors in this for Thanksgiving, so I'm going to do a little bit of that, kind of go into both of them. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dip into this kind of pukey yellow color in the Revolution Pro palette, and I'm going to go ahead and put that into my crease. I like it because these shadows aren't super pigmented, so it gives me plenty of time to blend them together, and I really like being able to build up the exact color that I want. And next I'm going to go into kind of that peachy orange. Do that just a little bit lower down into my crease. Take a clean blending brush and just kind of blend that out. Now I'm going to go into this beautiful orange in the Natasha Denona palette. I really like this palette. I think it's, if you're trying to get like a very basic warm tone look, I love this palette because it's everything you could need. So I'm taking that orange and I'm just patting it all over the lid. And I'm not really blending it. I'm going to use a lighter color just to blend it out. So I'm trying to just pat in the shape that I want. Then I'm going to use that brush I used, and I'm going to go into that yellow and blend that orange out just a little bit. Next, I'm going to go into this metallic brown in the Revolution palette, and I'm going to pack that onto the back half of my lid. I'm just going to use my finger just to really get that pigment. Use that blending brush and blend that out a little bit. I'm going to use a flat brush. I'm going to go into this light gold in the Natasha Denona palette. I'm going to wet my brush. Then I'm just going to apply that to the front half of my lid. And that is a really pretty color. It's not super pigmented. That's why I wet my brush, because it just adds a lot more pigment to the lid. I'm going to take a smaller blending brush. I'm going to go into the warm brown that's in the Natasha Denona palette. Tap off my brush and just bring that up into the crease. I'm taking it down on the bottom lash line, but I will clean that up. Okay, so I'm going to leave my eyeshadow there. I'm going to go ahead and start with the face. I'm going to prime. So for primer, I'm going to use my Rimmel Fix Perfect. This is almost gone. I really do like this primer. I think it's a great drugstore choice to minimize your pores and smooth out your skin. And I am almost done with it. I love when I finish up a primer. It makes me feel so good because I feel like I'm using my collection up and I'm not just continuing to add more and not use what I have. I'm going to do that on my middle of my face where my pores are, and then I'm going to go with my Water Beauty. This is the Glow Ahead Illuminating Face Oil. I really do love this. And now with the change in season, the air is a little bit drier. This helps my makeup go on so well. It looks so illuminating, so healthy and hydrated, and I love it. So for foundation, I'm going to go in with my CoverGirl. This is my Clean Matte. I'm trying to finish this up. This is a really nice mattifying BB cream, so it's a little bit lighter weight, but it works really well with my skin. And then I'm just going to go in with an e.l.f. blending brush and blend that out. This foundation works really well with either a brush or a sponge. Either way you like to apply makeup, this works really well. I'm going to tap it out with a wet sponge. So for concealer, I am going to go in my Laura Mercier. This is the Flawless Fusion. I will say this is not my favorite concealer. I did buy it at Ross, and I wanted to try it out. It doesn't have great coverage. It does kind of sheer out. And what I've noticed about this is that it doesn't last very long. 2 to 3 hours into the day, I definitely can tell some fading. It does oxidize a little bit. So I definitely am not a huge fan of this concealer. I will use it up just because I own it. And it's not the worst concealer I own, but I definitely am not a huge fan of it. So I'm just going to apply it, and I will let it sit just a little bit longer because I find that helps a little bit with the sheerness of the formula. And then I will blend it out. I definitely use a lot more concealer with this one than when I would normally apply, just because it is a little bit more sheer of a formula. And I'm going to start in the middle of my face, blend that out. I'm going to use powder blush and powder bronzer, so I'm going to do a liquid highlighter, so I'm going to do that now. I'm going to go in with my Tempt X BoxyCharm Liquid Glow, shake that up pretty good, and I like to apply this to the back of my hand and kind of blend that out with my finger. And you can either use a brush or I'll just use my fingers and just tap it on to the high points of my cheek and my tip of my nose, middle of my nose. And I really do like this formula. I think it's beautiful. It looks wet on the skin. I really do like it. I'm going to go ahead and powder the face. I'm going to use my Becca Hydrating Mist Set and Refresh Powder under my eyes. A little door that you open, and then the little sponge, and the product is on the sponge. Tap out my under eye creases and just apply just a little bit of that. This is a really, really finely milled powder. I like this powder a lot. I put this in favorite videos before just because it is a really nice lightweight powder. And because I'm still testing out the e.l.f. Halo Glow Powder, I'm going to apply that to the rest of my face with a big powder brush. For bronzer, I'm going to go with my Bare Minerals. This is the Faux Tan Bronzer. I'm going to use a stippling brush. I wanted to try a different brush with this. I've been using this almost every day, and it's a very sheer formula, so I wanted to try a brush that maybe would pick up a bit more product and see if that works a little bit better, because I will say this is not my favorite bronzer just because it takes a lot to build up. For blush, I'm going to go ahead and go in with my Burt's Bees. This is the Toasted Cinnamon. Very nice orange blush. I thought it would look good with the eyeshadow look, so I'm going to go ahead and just tap that onto my cheeks. For highlighter, I'm going to go with my Too Faced. This is the Sweet Peach Wet and Dry palette. I've been testing this out. I'm going to use this lighter color right here. I might top off my blush with that one. Spray my face because this palette definitely works a lot better if your face is a tad more wet, which I like to do for highlighters anyways, is just add a little bit of setting spray. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply that light one. I'm going to use just a little bit of that orange one as kind of a blush topper. Throw in a little bit of brow gel. Kind of doing things out of order, but that's okay. Alright, so for my lips, I'm going to go in with this Ace Beauty. This is the Peachy lip liner. For lipstick, I'm going to go in with my Sugar Pill. This is the Trinket liquid lipstick. So there is the finished look. On my bottom lash line, I use ColourPop Gel Cream Liner in Dirty Talk. I use my Lily Lash X Mascara. So this is definitely a more classic holiday look. You could definitely add a vampire lip. You could add a nude lip, whichever you prefer. But I just did want to throw this out there. I do really love this look. I think it's beautiful and very glamorous. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye, guys.